Welcome everybody. Let's get to it on Thursday. Happy Pi Day. Yes, 3.14. Already halfway through March. Amazing. Great to see everybody. What's going on? Slow start. Knock knock. Where are you guys? I think I'm getting shadow banned on Twitter. Maybe that's a self-imposed shadow ban. I don't know. Everybody get over to harmonictrader.com. Become a basic member for free. Get all of your harmonic pattern resources there, become a basic member, and then get the software. You know what I'm going to say. Free 14-day trial, harmonic pattern collection. We also have a promotion currently. We're going to do 15% off until our seminar next week. Next Thursday, we do our next crypto webinar. Everybody that subscribes currently has purchased the program the last whatever months. You just contact me. If you don't have access to the gold, you want to go, let me know. Let's get to the charts. You know, the #1 asset in the world, Bitcoin. What's going on? 70,000 getting a little heavy. Getting a little heavy right now on 70K, but you know, it's just another number. What we're looking at, I think, we covered this last time, and this was, looks like it's going to happen. You know, looks like it's going to happen probably in the next couple of days here, going to Bitcoin, where we're going to finally pop out of that overbought extreme and maybe go into a sideways pause behavior for a little bit, at least till we get to the 50 level. It's a little bit more extended here, but it's just like that formation back in December. So a little pause. We talked about that last time. Not a surprise. And then the weekly levels. What a run! I mean, what a run! You know, it's just been an incredible. Anybody that loves the markets like I do, just phenomenal to see action like this and be a part of it. But let's not get complacent. Yes, we're a little overbought on the weekly, so let's be aware of that. Let's just understand that we've come a distance. If we were to pause at the 70 area, no biggie. No biggie. I think everyone's just looking for this thing to go up every day, and that's just not realistic. So be aware of that. We've had some good movers. You know, the other thing that's big psychological number that people, I think, are a little intimidated by, you know, those big round numbers, 70K on Bitcoin, 4,000 on Ethereum. Looks like they're a little afraid to kind of try to make a run at that. It's still not the 886, but we're up here. We are overbought. We doubled, you know, I mean, we have doubled since that low. And remember, let's just go back to our last daily continuation signal, which we were saying, let's go from 22 to 26 or 27. We went to 41. Amazing. That's just an amazing run. Now backing off a little bit, just to, you know, put a number or two in everyone's brain for Ethereum. Let's say we're in a little bit of a segmented retracement, 382. You know, we gets you to 34 or 3,500, something like that. 3,400 wouldn't be anything. And we said this. This pops up kind of as the next one on the list, but we said this last time about fetch. Gotta think this might need a little profit taking, a little maybe. It's not an easy decision to make, especially here's fetch at a. We could trace out a big W, fetch AI that is, at a 1618. What did it do to the move? Almost, yeah, perfect 2618. When you get to these 2618, 3.14 numbers, you got to respect nature. it's tough to sustain moves past the 314. Generally, can go to 3618, but 314, 2618, those are the extreme harmonic pattern numbers, and that's right out of the book. Thing to think about. Let me show. I'll bring it up in another screen. Let you admire that chart while I find the illustration. The kind of the scale of levels. Important to understand that we create a scale, and we create kind of we look at the market not in round numbers, but on that harmonic level scale from a 382 all the way up to a 3618. Looking for it. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. Great one. There's the illustration right out of the book, volume 1, which you can get on the website. And yeah, here's the entire section, the importance of pi in harmonic trading. That's available in volume 1, and you guys can get that right here, right on the basic members page. Okay, just scroll down, become a basic member. It's this book, volume 1. And to be specific, it's page 36. So the importance of why 314, because in nature and mathematically and in the markets, this 2618 to 314, 3618 range creates an extreme state. And that's really what we want. That's kind of our plan, where we're looking for Bitcoin to not only go to the 1618 all-time weekly level, but we would ride it to a 314, 3618 maximum, hopefully, on the move. Yes, it can go higher than that, but as a measured framework, that's about it. That's how we frame it out. And if you didn't know that, that's what you're all looking for. You're all hoping to capture these 886 full cycle retracements and the best you can hope for. Like this is an all-time B.886 retracement. It goes to a 3618 of whatever the bull market was prior to that. If you didn't know that, that is your maximum measured situation. Your best situation. You're looking for 3618, okay, parabolic moves to cash out on. For Bitcoin, we talked about that last time. Bitcoin's 3618 is like 210, 215,000, something like that. Fetch AI at a 2618. We were looking at that and entering that around 20, 25 cents, 10 plus X. So great situation here to say, should I be taking profits no matter what Fetch does? Do I ride it? Do I ride any retracement down? Because look, could easily come back to a 382 on Fetch to under $2. It's a 35% off the all-time high. 382, roughly 190. Especially these altcoins. So if you're not familiar with the 314, 3618, important numbers, 2618 as well, and appropriate for today. A few others, big ones. How about XRP? Yep, XRP made the dash to 70 cents. It's in a building that's not acceleration phase. That's still accumulation, consolidation. But ever since that last retest, that's the weekly pattern. That's beautiful. The daily has been spot on with some back-to-backs left and right here. There you go. This is the one. So we're bat to Gartley to crab, but this is where a bearish pattern in this market is your friend. Let's get back to 64 cents on XRP, and then we have the ability to do something like this. Come down and then explode. And in terms of explosion, again, our optimistic measurement, so to speak, for something that would go back, retest, and blow it out would be a 1618 extension minimum above the PRZ. But we would still look at stuff like a 314. Like, hey, what if XRP is really going to bust this pattern, take it out? 97? That's just applying the framework here. Type 1, come back. Let's look for something to stabilize. And then the anticipation, we don't know it yet, but the anticipation is for this to get violated at 77 cents. And where could it go? Apply that 314 on there. Not a bad way to measure. I've seen it before. Nice charts, though. And again, any pullback here isn't going to be an opportunity. A few more of the big ones, like things like BNB, really interesting. Went up above 600. And look what it did. Hit the 886. So you guys tell me, what should we be thinking? Hitting 886, that's terminal bar week for Binance Coin. What's it doing up here? Extremely overbought still. But I would start watching the 600 level. Amazing move. You know, shark at 200 to 600. Great. Do you take profits? Do you treat that like a bearish bat? I don't know why it's not popping up. Maybe it's because it's not official. That should be registered as a bat pattern through the software. It might be because it's today, and it won't be official till the close tonight. Be aware of these measurements. Be aware of these measurements. We're up here. We've made a good run. Oh, I know a couple of the others. Got to look at Solana, right? Solana trying to do bigger things, and I think 238, all-time 886, easily within reach now. Because, look, after target 1, this was actually a shark, and it was a bat. Where is the bat? I think it was the Binance feed. Yeah, there it is. There's a Binance feed. This is what we have been really assuming, that it's a bat all along. Although the shark probably is a better creature for this setup. 174.88. Almost scratched it this morning. If it is a shark, which, like that, which definitely worked out a lot better because your terminal bar was right at the low. Yikes. What was I thinking that was a bat? Regardless. If we're shark to 5.0 on Solana, folks, meaning, you know, target 1 is always a 50 level, but 618, common, really common, and that's what you clipped this morning at 172. I'm impressed that we have been able to kind of push above target 1 again for maybe a week. I was thinking, would we come back for a retest at 47 or something? Never did. It was just a simple 382 right there, and then went. So I think, yeah, like an ABCD, or this turns into a bat. I think 240, not a problem. You know, go to the 886. A lot of what I've been saying with the patterns, folks, and people that are here, especially the crypto crew, we got lots of harmonic traders that do both markets, stocks, options, currencies, crypto. We apply the metrics the same way. And for a lot of these coins that are the major coins from last cycle that have not broken out yet, and most of the big cap coins have not broken out, we are in a price recovery phase, which is treated differently than price discovery, where you're making substantial new highs, things like Injective, or some of those AI, Fetch AI, perfect one, that's in full price discovery. You know, once you got into price discovery on Fetch, which was, you know, above 70, 80 cents, the thing was just gone. Same deal here on Solana. And I know there were some bold calls that were made on Solana, really fishy, but doesn't matter. You can do that in crypto. Kind of takes you back like 100 or so years of the games they used to play in the stock market. But someone dropped a 3,000 price target right here, and that's what got it out of the hole. I don't know about 3,000. I think that's based on a whole lot of larger assumptions, but let's just, go to your monthly chart, because Solana is going to be one of the big ones. It's, everyone looking for it to rival Ethereum and be one of the major network players. That's fine. I don't need narrative. I need volume. I need good price movement like this is, and clear patterns. Solana's got all of it. So, let's stay with this. Again, I would suggest that you simply wait. Like, Scott, where can I get Solana? Where can I enter? We got to wait for these 4-hour HSI continuation setups, like here and here and here. And we've had a whole bunch, making the assumption that Solana's going to the 886, like we have with all of the others. What's its market cap at 3K? I think that's a great question. I think it's a ridiculous market cap. Anybody know the answer to that? Solana. Well, we can look at Solana's just straight up market cap as is, because that is also a great way to be thinking about these crypto. Actually, do consider what their market caps are, especially on those altcoins. Like, if you got some altcoin that's worth $1 billion and there's, very low users, low volume, those are the ones to probably stay away from. Volume, liquidity, always your friend. Solana's is out 73 billion at the moment. So that's pretty insane. That is insane. What was it to get to? 3,000 would be ridiculous. So 20x from here. 1.5 trillion, something like that. Yeah, agree with that. But listen, this is actually, before I go any further, a good discussion. Okay? Because there's market cap projections and there's harmonic level measurements. Okay, I think this is really good to always be considering the store of value argument for crypto, Bitcoin especially. Clearly, the definition about Bitcoin has changed in the last 5 years. Is it money? Is it a store of value? Is it digital gold? Is it all of that? Or what is it mostly that drives people? Because if it's digital store of value, specifically Bitcoin, and that's going to rival gold, well, you got to get to 7 trillion. And that could happen. That could happen, 7 trillion. That's, if you really want to see an extension, that's where you go beyond the 3618. There's your 3618. So on this cycle, if I'm just going to apply a maximum 3618, that's shy of 4 trillion, or a 314, 3.5 trillion. Basically looking for Bitcoin to double from here. That's not a stretch. Not a stretch for Bitcoin market cap to end up close to 4 trillion by the end of the cycle. I think that can happen. All right, that's a triple to do that. That puts you Bitcoin like 210,000, which is a number we, again, on the spot price, that would be a maximum limit. 7 trillion's there. It's a 6.7. It just doesn't, it's uncommon. It's uncommon to get a straight up unilateral extreme run like that. It's not impossible. It's happened before, but again, this would be more of the thought. Just applying maximum harmonic limits. Like, okay, I'm going to assume that the maximum this can go on this cycle is about 4 trillion. And then it has to do a 382 pullback. This is the growth cycle phenomenon in the markets. It's the what I call a market phyllotaxis phenomenon, that the market, it ebbs, it flows. We got to go up to go down. We got to go down to go up. And there's limits on a proportional basis. It's important to consider this. What I'm giving you, this information I'm supplying to you guys now, is going to help you to understand when to get the hell out of this market. It might be in 6 months. It might be in 12 months. It's about the measurements. So we get to 3618, we get to 3 trillion, and we get a whole bunch of bearish signals, and that thing starts to roll over. Yeah, I'm probably going to say that's it for the cycle, and let's get a weekly, monthly 382 pullback. And then make your run to maybe over 2 cycles to play the catch up to gold, although gold's running real nice. But that fundamental argument about equaling the store value of gold is a valid argument. It's just, how long is it going to take, and how are you going to get there? Are you going to get there on this cycle? Probably not. But over the next 4 years, it could be something like that, where you are a series of, 3618 or 314 here, then come back, do a all-time 382, pull back, something like that, and then go again. Understand, there's a limit. As strong as this has been, and we have a ways to go. Don't get me wrong here. I just want you guys to understand how to kind of consider, frame out what are the possibilities here with Bitcoin. I've said all along, Bitcoin is the driver of this allocation cycle. Yes, you could say it's always been the driver, but more so now. You see that ETF adoption narrative, because what I see is less tribalism, believe it or not. I see, people less standing in their individual crypto camp, and they're like, yeah, no, let's all get Bitcoin running, because we know that's good for the entire market, and the bigger we can make this, the harder it is to reverse what's been established. It could be. What's up, Leo? Leo is saying could be late into 2025 for the major extensions. We'll see. I mean, I equate a lot of what has happened in the last 3 or 4 months to kind of the disbelief that was happening here. And November, December in 2020. And then we really started getting moving. So, we could easily be, I would say it's more like this, because there's the all-time high. So we're a nub, just a nub above the all-time high. Same type of deal. You're here, use that word nub. That's a little bit more than a nub. It's like a skosh above. Anyone hear that? Ever hear that? That's a boomer term. A skosh above all-time high. Where then, yeah, you went from there and you tripled. You triple from here. That gets you to 4 trillion. A lot of similarities there. 314, critical number. Happy Pi Day. That's what it is. All right. Last day of free picks. So you guys, you better pump them out today, because I think I got the tip jar figured out, and I got to do this to kind of, we had so many requests last time. I got to probably institute that going forward. And I got to shout out to somebody that has been giving me a playlist. It's Tyvek, I think. Got to thank you, man, personally on the stream for doing that, of creating song list, playlist of all of the individual ones we cover. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Who is that? Yeah, Tyvek Wallet. Thank you for doing your crypto breakdowns on my shows in the comments. And please contact me directly. I want to set you up. All right? Appreciate it. Tyvek, definitely. Anyway, so what do you guys think about the 314? The thing that, again, so you have the strategies in your arsenal way before it comes to having to pull the trigger on it. Recall, there's a 1618 from Bitcoin last cycle, you know, and then we go all the way up to a 3618, and we're going to overshoot. But look, the key is you look at the level, and we'll have plenty of time to make the decision. I mean, the first test of that 3618 last cycle, you spent practically 2 months up there. We'll know. And it literally could be as easy of a decision as like something like that, where here's your 382, excuse me, here's your 3618, clips it, can't roll over, you break a trend line. It literally could be something like that. All right. What do you guys want to look at? So, all right, let's go right from the top. Let's look at Ape. What's up, Jewelry? Jewelry affairs. I like Ape. Look, if you can get things like SHIB and Doge to get running again, and Green Satoshi coin. Thank you very much, Green Satoshi coin. Why not Ape? Bring the apes back. What happened to the apes? Were they arrested and put in jail? Oh, that should have been the investment managers. Oh, sorry. Love Ape. Give me Ape. Here's Ape. Okay. What's beautiful about Ape is that it hasn't really run yet. Love it. $2. Yeah, it went to $1, but how many of these have we seen? Here's the thing about Ape, my friend, is that you have to get this downtrend violated, broken out, and that could happen pretty soon. We've had some low floaters break out recently, some things that I have mentioned, and for me, this is another one. This is a prime, ready to go. There you go. And actually taking out this little point, that little resistance at around 170 is really big. So if it can get back to $2, that's probably the area. I mean, you could even pretty soon, because look, the daily has this. We have a bearish pattern right off the bottom. It's a bat, but it's already done the 1-2 dance. Look, it's a bat down in the zone. It got rejected to 235. Target 1 right on schedule. Coming on back. So 2 ways maybe to play this. We break out above 275 and that gets running. Ape is probably set free to go. I'll watch it. I'll watch it ideally. Yeah. Let it finish the type 2, come back down, and then explode. But that's all right. Get that one ready, because there have been so many of these that just screwed around for a while and then popped off. So, a couple more. I have to scroll back for you guys. What's going on? Lars, how are you? Red Flare asking, wouldn't it be wrong to sell all of my T coins at the B point, then rebuy at C? Sure, in an ideal world, my friend. But there's no perfection in trading. We just do as good as we can. And if we're within, doing like capturing 50% of the moves, good for you. That's why I say when we get to those big targets, yeah, we could still continue, but you have to switch your brain once we get up there to taking profits. Few more. Flux. What the Flux? We were looking at Flux a while back. I don't think this one has moved yet. Right? Where are you? Flux. I've been... Oh, it did move. Oh, maybe that's Flare. Flare is the one I was looking at. And yeah, okay. Patterns looking left. Calling out patterns looking left. This is the concept emphasized, defined. 1. Look at that. I mean, 2, 3, 4, 5 patterns all at 68 cents. So you got to look at that as a major low and then look at your weekly. Boy, oh boy, that's a beautiful chart. It's tough though, I got to say. For me personally, look at something at 30 cents and now it's at $1.30. You're 4x off the low. Oof, I need something good. 4-hour time frame. Can we get a 4-hour oversold? Because our last levels were like there. That's going to be your friend, and that's only on our platform here, utilizing yellow HSI dot. Give me a pattern. Maybe on hourly. Yeah, you had some here. I mean, I'm trying to help clarify. How do we look at these when they've already skied? They've done breakout moves. We got to go to hourly or 4-hour patterns and trade them like that. T2s. A few more. Velo. V-E-L-O. That was one of the new ones, right? I think it was a new T-U-V. Velo. This is another 2 to 20 cent. Nice patterns on, that's hourly. Yeah, your 4 cents. It's tough. Last month you were 4 cents. You went to 13. And look at that. This was a new one, right? Or at least new on Coinbase. That's hence the pop. But then when you go out, these are real T-coin material. What's a T-coin? T-coin stands for toilet coin of crypto. That the chart commonly looks like this. Oh, this is a good one. This is, I mean, now how do you feel? Okay. Have you missed the move now? Because about 30 seconds ago, I was like, oh, it's up 4x off the low. But it's down 99.9% from its all-time high. That's just, I laugh at that. But this is how you get 100x. You know, for this to go from a half a penny or a tenth of a penny to 10 cents, that's how you get to 100x. Even just on some really unjustified recovery rally. But okay, 0.002 cent, 0.2 of a cent, all the way down there at the low. Again, I think you're going to have to just wait for oversold signals like that on the daily, or there, or there. If you were trying to speculate on this one, where you're looking to capture it from a fraction of a penny to a few pennies or 10 cents. I mean, last cycle, that's what I did on Doge. I thought I could get Doge. It was a fraction of a penny. I thought, oh, this could go to 3 cents. That was like an 8x. It went to 60. I didn't capture all of the move, and it's well documented what I did there. But same kind of thing. I actually find myself going through these charts a lot like I did last cycle, trying to line up the ones that are going to explode off the bottom. I mentioned this. I'm not trying to shill anything, and this one I'm going to show you guys. I've showed it before, okay? And I deliberately didn't mention this because, I'm long a bunch of this, but Helium Mobile is one of those that, yeah, I caught it because we had a daily oversold. And then we had, I don't know, I think if you guys recall me saying this, and then it had a Gartley here right in that same area. And now Helium is moving. I mean, this has been a good one here. Finally feel like, all right, great. I caught a 2-3x, 2x finally in a short period of time. With a shorter term style trade, can this open up and be something much bigger? So far, so good. I mean, this is just, this is relatively new, but there you go. Yeah, I mean, these ranges are valid. There's others that have come out on Coinbase like this. I mean, the AI stuff all did that, or things like this. Here's Alf or Aleph. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Came out on Coinbase, got dumped, and then they ran it right back up. This is another one. I'm not in this anymore, but this was this AMP and had a big pump. I know you guys remember me being in this one. Fraction of a penny went to 1.5 cents. This could have more to go, you know, longer term within the cycle. I've been trying to trade that, sell it on the pop. Knew it would come back down. But others that have managed to really get going, you know, that some of those that I am trying to play for to work out, like Fetch or others. A few more. Yeah, I do like, you can look at those. We haven't covered Link, and I'm happy to do so because I do think Link is something to consider where it's a beautiful chart. I think this is kind of, it's not a T coin, you know, solid market cap, great volume. It's a great chart. And $24 is still our minimum recovery range. It's just kind of silently making higher highs here. 382 is like, yeah, 2350 or so. Got pretty close, but I'm thinking more this is, you get above that 382, it's more like 35-ish. 24, 35, and then look, 886. And I think Link can go and hit the 886 on the cycle. I don't, you know, even in the weakest of moves. So it's a solid one. Again, how to play it. Like, what does that do me, Scott? Because should I just buy it right there? No. We've had a number of these 4-hour pullbacks. Yeah, a couple 4-hour patterns. There's the last one. Bat pattern. Some oversold there. Nice butterfly at the moment. So, you know, I could see this for Link, even though I don't have any oversold confirmation, but a little reaction move. $20 definitely trying to become firm support and then continue from there. Yeah. A couple more. What's up, Justin? Wants to look at Sand, which is another one coming off of big patterns. And I think this is a good crypto to look at because we know that the major pattern structure, come on, where are you? There it is. It's that. So patterns looking left, it's about as nice as you could be. Went to 40 cents, 45, which was a bat pattern right at the low. I mean, think of it this way. You tested it, you consolidated for a long time, year more so. And then ever since that bat at 43, I mean, you've got a lot of things here ping-ponging between these levels. 43, and then top side's like 85 or 90. But I will say this. This frames out the whole basing zone here. Think of it this way, because this is, where'd you go? It's tough when we zoom out or zoom in on it like this. We're hyper-focused on like this range. And it looks like it's really top heavy. It's going to have a tough time getting out of there. But again, you go back and you zoom out of what the potential recovery is here relative to the prior bear market or bull market, bear market range. There's a long way to go. I mean, this is like Bitcoin trying to get out of 20K. And your target on Sand here up to 372. So you're looking somewhere down here 60 cents, 65 cents for one more pullback, and this whole area gets filled. You shoot the gap. That's how it works. I mean, this is the framework in action. This is something we have done on many other crypto where we understand the zones, we're really clear about what needs to happen. And once it does, it pierces, say, this level above $1, 105, you shoot that gap to 372. And this is, I could repeat everything I said in the last 3 minutes on this for VET. So again, you're just going to have to be patient. Made a run at 5 cents. And there's more to go. It's probably going to take the whole year. There's VET. Any pullback, next pullback would be a big opportunity on this. Again, API 3, that's a really interesting one. API 3 looks like this. We had this high level HSI around 320. We're definitely pausing here at the 4 level. Again, look at the range. Really important that you break this down. If you're looking at a crypto and you don't even at least sketch out the weekly recovery levels, yeah, there's Gemini, there's Coinbase. It's like this. Again, do it all in all of these. Where are you on the scale? 382 is there. 430, 420, where's that? It's like 420, 50% level, more like 560, 618, 6. So let it hit the 382. What's a 382 to 382? Something like that. Back to 3 and then go again. I could see that. That's a weekly as well. There's your daily. Boy, without fail, the Streamlabs chat is our tip jar goes in this weekend. I don't know if I can get through all these, but this is the last time we do free. We're doing free requests. A couple more. Let's go. Axie Infinity. What's up, Ann? How are you today? Okay. Another one. You just got to be patient. Remember, we were on that at 675. Now it's 1250. Okay, you ran into a shark. On the daily, no less. Great. Let it come back. Maybe come back as much as 9. And then look for that thing to resume. Remember, AXS is like a lot of these. You want to know which ones have yet to move? There you go. I do like this. I think the gaming crypto have really caught a bid in the last couple of weeks. And so all-time 382 recovery range is like $65. Also remember, this is a weekly. The software is kicking out a big, is it big weekly? Yeah, there's a big weekly down here. Which data feed? Come on, I hate this. Pretty sure this was a bat pattern. Maybe it was a daily. Sorry. Let me go to the daily. It's like Solana. I know if I can find the chart, it's like Solana. On the weekly. I can't find it. But just so that you understand what's at stake here. Look, this is your base. Okay, your recovery range is all the way at 60. You break out above 14 or 15. There it is. So, all good. All good. Sound AI. Vision, I'll get to that in a second. Let me just finish up this other stuff. TrueFi or TrueCoin, whatever the heck that was. TrueFi, that's true. Yeah, overbought. But recovery range, you have my attention, my man. The other thing that's interesting, and we don't have to be exactly at a bullish completion to understand you have something that could really get moving is this. Look, deep crab off of that one. Amazing, right at 3 cents. And you've only gone up like 250% only. But it's a T2 crab, so you know something's here. Also, I've been saying this a lot. These bearish patterns are your friend because there's the reaction, come back, full, looking for the reversal. But if that fails, and that's pretty much above these prior highs, you get to 9 or whatever, could really start to get going. So nice one. Thank you for bringing that to my attention because that's in a better spot now than it was, I would say, even like 3 months ago. You put in the higher low right there. What was that? Late Feb. With all of this recovery range available to you. Gotta like it. I'll keep my eye on that one. But we are looking for ones that haven't moved yet. And you're looking for other ones. You know, if it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, give you a pullback for the next entry on the 4 hour. Fizan King, what's up? Litecoin or Lite LTCN. Here's Litecoin. I like it. Look, I'm a fan fundamentally of Litecoin. Said that last time. I'm also a big fan of the chart. Okay? You're just starting this process. This is Bitcoin Cash. Before Bitcoin Cash did the first run, the first pop. And once we get above like 115 on Litecoin, that opens up the whole possibility for recovery. So looks a lot better than it did. Same deal 3 months ago. Litecoin, look, minimum recovery range. Like that and 382 puts you around 190. And I do like that LTCN and I'm long it. I think with these ones, you got to find your spot, buy it, and just let it go. Don't even look at it. Don't even look at it until Bitcoin does its move. But that's a super base, folks. Look it up. For those that are wanting to learn more about super bases, look up David Ryan and Bill O'Neill, Investors Business Daily. Really simple technique for identifying major basing markets and how to read them when they start breaking out, because that's the beauty of it, is that the breakout is the beginning of it. Like now you know you've got some action behind there. Couple more. Evan, that's not true about XRP. No single individual can influence the price, not even Michael Saylor. Not even. So be aware of that. Look, guys, none of this is personal. I don't care if I don't like your favorite coin, it's not personal. I just don't like the relative position of it. And I got to tell you from just my experience of looking at these patterns for 25 plus years now, of understanding how they unfold, how they come together, sharing those insights so you guys don't have to go through the experience, the lessons of experience to get where you need to be. Injective is a beautiful, beautiful chart that has a long way to go, folks. This is price discovery in its finest instance. And I show you, we call it like maybe harmonic price discovery. Like once you get above a 1618 and then you're blasting through, like if I saw a 1618 and said, all right, this thing's really going to go, I would say, all right, 3618 possibility is around 22. I'll be looking around 22. It got there, just didn't even have to wait for the bar. It just exploded through. And here we are again on another cycle move where, look, it's just another 1618 up here, 53, 54, but a 314 coil up to 76. Yeah, that's what Injective is doing. We talked about these. crypto new generation, or new generation crypto. What's up, James? Yeah, James was with me. No, it wasn't 2012. We 10x Doge. It was more than it was. Dude, that Doge move was one of the sickest ones in my life, and it was unexpected. But yeah, that was 2000. Was it 20? Was it 2020? 2012. I was just getting back from Brazil. A few more. YFI, we said that last time. I don't know. Somebody's got to give me a little better information on why this thing has got such a bad. Seems like it's got a. People are not too enthused about YFI. And this is more in that private money category. I would prefer Zcash, Monero, even though Monero got delisted. I like it. Aave, Compound. They're going to make their run. I mean, look. Zcash. And I'm holding the ETF on Zcash because that thing's just I'll show you two more of those. Zcash, remember all the patterns down at $20? It was 19, and everything was mooning. It was amazing. We're like, yeah, I mean Zcash is great, but it's not mooning. There's so many patterns at $20. Well, delayed effect. Delayed effect. Retest that bat pattern. At the moment, looks like this. Got to blow that up for your screens. Thank you. Maybe 37 up here. I like these. I like Compound too, because I think once they spread out and the whole Bitcoin ecosystem gets kicked in on a larger adoption just through the sheer increase exposure of ownership, that's really what I think. That it's going to be, in a weird way, it's going to be supply driven. I'm thinking about this, where the adoption is going to be because so many people are buying the coin to own it, to capture the move, that they will figure out how to use it later. And then that spreads to things like Compound and Zcash. 120 on Compound with, look, how many times I've said today, patterns looking left, 1, 2, 3, that lead to bigger moves. That's why we have been saying that since last summer, the whole concept, patterns looking left. I like it. And the recovery range is pure insanity. I mean, you look at your recovery range on something like Compound. Okay, these have yet to move. This isn't AI that's already 10, 30x. We're just looking for minimum recovery ranges, 380 on Compound. And then Bitcoin Cash is the one you should be monitoring daily. If you don't own it, buy a little, because like the rest of these, okay, there's a huge recovery range. We've had two big moves in the last year, big like one single day moves, but the chart, you couldn't ask for a nicer long-term basing chart. And this is the thing I wanted to show. Look, this matters. This is so critical. Your deadline basing here for a year, and you wake up, consolidate, hold the lows, hold the lows. These are new buyers. These is new owners coming in, taking control of the price action. Thrust up. All right, consolidate. Look, it's going to take one more thing above 500, and it's gone. This was a butterfly. There you go. Let me do it this way. Blow it up. Big butterfly. You're at target one right now. No confirmation. I still say like 600 for now. And here's the Bitcoin Cash ETF, the grayscale. And I own this too. This one, like I put some money in these a little ways ago, and they popped harder like back in here, end of the year, early January, and they popped. And I think if Bitcoin Cash gets a crazy bid, this will get pushed. There's zero resistance off of that base. I mean, that's throw your darts, people. Here's Zcash. Look at that. What was that? That was just like it was like 9 earlier. It's going to take time, but I find these very interesting, and it all comes back to the king GBTC. It wasn't weekly. It was a monthly Gartley chart. I mean, this really, the low is $8, 60. Where does it go? 127, 1618 here. The fact that this pattern is here will always be here. That's the other thing you have to understand. It's something really interesting about harmonic patterns and how they act as like a signpost of future price action on a chart, especially historic patterns. This is a historic pattern that for it to go do this kind of a move, be so strong, suggests 1618 minimum, if not more like 314. That's how to read it. It's a straight off explosion. It's a type 1 explosion straight through the target. So GBTC, like the rest of them, your 1618 still higher. That would equate, 89, $90 is like 102, 105 on the index. And if we do 2618, 314, you see where this is going. 2618 is still a double from current levels. And it's not a crazy metric to consider. A couple more. We did True. I never heard of Dev. We did, hey, Martin, what's up? Welcome back. We did Ape and Dash. We pretty much covered with all those other ones about 10 minutes ago. And then Ondo, yeah, Lieutenant Ponzi's talking about that. If you're in here, Ponzi, what's going on, man? Sorry, I've not been responsive as much on Twitter. I'll get to you, though. But I'm following you. Ondo's like this. A lot of guys are talking, a lot of the crypto in the know people have talked about Ondo. I don't have anything yet, but we're oversold on the Coinbase exchange. So I like what I'm seeing here. Ondo could set up here for us maybe over the weekend. 4-hour oversold, amplified oversold, all around 54 cents. Hourly, anything? Pattern-wise, there you go. All right, did you guys see how I just walked through that? Looking for like a larger daily or week, daily or 4-hour oversold. Give me a pattern on a 4-hour or hourly. That's what this is like. Your daily's oversold. Bang, little reaction. Maybe Ondo this weekend comes down and then goes. 1, 2. Wait for the T2 designation every time. Software will kick it out for you. All right. The rest of those? Yeah, I'll scoot over. Let's segue to the stocks. Coinbase, right? Pull back. Get ready. Gartley on the hourly. Coinbase. I saw this morning on the hourly. It was a 4-hour yet? No, not the 4, but the hourly. Need confirmation, but look, strong trending markets on pullbacks will form beautiful patterns intraday like this. Coinbase, still about an eventual 886 retest. We're over the hop. We have a few things up here. I mean, pausing, pulling back at the moment is just not a big surprise. It's been a great move, and we'll get another opportunity. Just like we did back here, what was it, end of January, at like 100. It went to 275. All right, come on back down. I mean, that could come back as low as 200 or under 200. You'll get another opportunity. And same with MicroStrategy. Great to see these things moving. 1680. Yeah, you got a few overbought signals, couple dots up here, right at 1700. I would not be surprised to see that thing come back, pull back to the retest the tops here at 13. Tough to chase that. The only thing you can do at this point is day trade it. Like break it down on a 5-minute. There you go. There's a nice shark. But day trade. 1600, 1700 point move. Nice. Couple others. So what happened to the miners? Like I said this last time, like a riot with all the patterns there. It came right back into the zone. Well, this happens. So let's try it again. It is a few bearish, but the weekly is like this. And you're right back into the zone again. So I'm looking here at right where we are. We're right there. Exactly at the 1087 level on Riot. What's the weekly look like? Nothing yet. Nothing yet, but I would start looking. Daily oversold. We are actually getting oversold. I like that. So Riot, we might get a dot. One more bullish close, maybe tomorrow. I would start looking at these. They're not. It's not over. Okay, who's gonna do the mining that all these ETFs need? And there's still a business, even though these guys are gonna get cut in half in a few weeks. Clean spark. But yeah, it's probably gonna come back in. You're not there yet. But Riot, Mara, I like them. Okay, let's jump to Qs. Where are we? What are we doing? 438. Really quick on stocks. Stocks are pausing. Why? Well, we're up here at the shark, 445.47. We got a dot yellow last week. So, again, there's literally nothing to trade on. Earnings are still 2 weeks, 3 weeks away. Perfect time to let a little air out of the market. Right off a yellow dot. Top end of the shark on a weekly. I'll respect that. How do we get the next signal, though? We have to let air out. We got to let this come down. This is what I'm looking for in the next 2 weeks. Come to the 50, because that's a complex structure. Same with HSI. If, and it's a big if, I think we'll do it. But let's say we set up here. We get a nice little pullback. I would love it. It would be a gift to everyone here if we can get a pullback, nominal pullback, maybe back to 424 even. And we get some of those triggers. What I would want to see is Qs to stay in this high end of the market, 424 to 445. Fine with that. And then in a couple of weeks, print me an arrow like right here. High level, bullish HSI against the bearish zone. That would tell me that this thing's ready to run and go to the 1618 on the weekly, which is our plan. That is our plan for the year, plan for just this larger move to do a 1618. Again, 505, 504. But we got to pause here. It looks like it looks toppy. It looks kind of heavy, but it's, again, another pause within the weekly trend. And SPY is the same thing. It's you're also up against some big psychological numbers, 500 on SPY. You also are at the 113 currently. I remember saying that distinctly, that you're 113. Remember there was the 886. There's your 113, or no, 127. Little pause at the 127 level. It's going to be like this. Little pause on 127 level. Can we pull back 236? I doubt it. That would be 475 on the SPY. Maybe. but maybe stays tighter and eventually make the way for the 1618. Again, that's 560 on the SPY. That does not change. If anything, we're looking for this 2-week window to give us that next oversold signal. Let's just take our time. It's a big move. It's been a big move. And for this to continue, okay, let's get it. Let's get a pullback on the daily. Like if we can get to 500, if SPY dropped to 500, a 3% pullback is probably a BTFD scenario. Before I get out of here, we need to look at crude oil today. Quietly, cautiously, calculated fashion. This is climbing. Remember, 68 to 70, and then get up to target 2 at 85 off the bat. It's happening. And there's big patterns too. Back-to-back bats. This is a type 2. I'm really watching this closely because you've been wedged in this range between 84 and 70 for a year and a half. Almost two years. Like this kind of a thing. Crude oil. And this could lead to at least the market getting a little nervous. That if crude oil pops above 85 or pops above especially 95, then there's nothing but 107. So that maybe suggests something brewing. We've been really clear that how important the 70 level was on crude. And remember our stocks, Apache, Oxy, Oxy, beautiful, perfect. Right at 56, now 62, 63. All these patterns down here, or Apache. All those patterns, right? $30. So there's lots of things here. There are patterns. We even talked about that a month or so ago of saying, hey, despite all of the amazing stuff happening in crypto, there are new patterns and new opportunities developing. That's another one. Yeah, definitely. What's up, Mitch? Mitch Ray in the house. Big shout out. Man, Mitch, you've been doing such a great job with this crypto. Keeping everybody updated. Everyone, give Mitch a big shout out. I appreciate him every day. Try to catch him almost every night. Valero from Mitch. Yeah, you were on that too, man. You were on that a while ago. Valero's just a monster. Yeah, because look at that chart. That's a crypto breakout chart. Beautiful. Really, that's a beautiful chart. That reminds me of ConocoPhillips. And that's a no, Casino Gouchard. What the heck is that? ConocoPhillips. Big wedge. Looks like it wants to make that run back, retest the zone there. Great stuff, though. I mean, really, a lot of those are really nice. And this was the speculative low floater that's starting to work. Remember Transocean, rig, weekly. There's a bat pattern. Got overrun. It was like down here. Yeah, around 550. It's a sloppy one, but you're on a return move for Transocean. And there's probably better ones than Transocean, but crude oil is not, there you go. Here's Gush. Let me just type that in. Just got to change my setting, everything. Gush was beautiful. Textbook. Right at 29. It was a T2. Now 37. Folks, this, I remember distinctly. Go back. We were there. What was it? Thursday, the 18th of January. And then again on Tuesday, we had a dot. We were right there. Saying, boy, Gush looks good. Looks primed. That's directional, too. That means the market has to move. Can't go sideways. And that's what that was saying. Yeah, MRO, Marathon Oil, another big winner runner. I mean, oh, Marathon MRO is that marathon. Still good. That's not as good as what has been this. MPC, Marathon Petroleum. I mean, that's a real positive uptrend for American oil companies. Look, let's get personal here for a second. Okay? What's going to happen when the other guy wins the election in November? They're going to drill like you have never seen. Okay? This country is going to produce more oil next year than it ever has, no matter who is the president. But if we get one guy, it's going to be one amount, and it'll be a lot. But if we get the other guy, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be new all-time figures by a lot. And so these American oil companies, they are going to stand to profit, especially those that are in Texas, New Mexico, that Permian Basin. You know, I used to do a lot of driving back in the day, decades ago, drive across country, whatever. On one of my trips, I went through and I drove all around Midland and Midland, Texas, and what are some of those other? I mean, it's when you get out there to West Texas and that part of the world. First of all, nobody's out there, and it literally stinks. I mean, for dozens of miles, you can smell the oil. Right off at like driving I-10 across the highway. There is so much oil down there that they previously thought was tapped that it rivals Saudi Arabia, if not more, Russia, and don't get me started if they ever get into Alaska. So what's the deal here? Need to be looking at production, oil production companies. That's why Marathon Petroleum's running a lot more than Marathon Oil. So refiners, producers. Yeah, what was the other one? There was, it escapes me at the moment. Was it Schlumberger? Might have been Schlumberger. Schlumberger, that's the weekly. Daily chart. Yeah, there you go. Look, there's our arrow. I know there's a pattern right here. Give it. Yeah, there you go. So Schlumberger, SLB, another one. We've been all over at 47, now 53. But the beautiful thing is you have patterns here. And you have two of twos. So Schlumberger, these are, look, they move like a snail compared to crypto. But the beautiful thing about that is once you're in that position and you get confirmation, you don't have to watch it nearly as much. It's going to move a lot smoother, less stress. Crude oil, very interesting spot, especially where we are with everything on the calendar that's to come. I mean, massive change, folks. Massive change. And it really doesn't matter who's in the White House, frankly. Although this time it does seem like, you know, it just unexplainable things happening where, you know, I don't know. I don't like to go too far with it, but I just think it's almost deliberate and people can only take so much. So a lot of what I'm saying here is to just kind of get your head around the fact that all the nonsense going on ultimately is temporary. It's going to change. Where are we going? Like, we're going to get out of this mess. Okay? And we're going to get back on with things, you know, in a serious way. Okay? To me, crude oil is probably setting up for one of the finest opportunities in about 5 years right now. And if we get crude oil to start to really move above 90, then these should really start to take off. I mean, go to ExxonMobil. Okay. ExxonMobil been sideways on the long-term chart for quite some time. But look what's going on weekly. Remember we had big patterns up here? deep crab. It was perfect. What looks like happening now is this is about to fail. You're here on, this is a weekly chart, folks. Way back in June of 22, you had that first initial peak reaction, couple of dots. You go back to the hop, 115 on ExxonMobil. You can barely get under 100 on any of this. This is coiling. You're going to do the breakout and you resume price discovery, long term, ExxonMobil. Okay. And it's important to look at these long-term charts. How high can they go? There was a couple times in my career where people thought crude oil was dead. In the 90s, 2000s, after 2008. Well, there you go. There's another one. 1618 breakout back in 2004. Eventually went to well above a 3618. No, not well, but went to a 3618. 93. What if we do that now off of that correction? 2020 being the low. What's a 1618? Monthly extension. Because that's what you need to be considering, especially if we do the resumption and get above 115. ExxonMobil, it's 150. These are big moves. This is how you get the Dow to break out. And I think the Dow, I didn't really talk about the diamonds today, but you need the oil sector in this country to really get moving again. And then you're going to see this economy explode. And I know it can happen. We have the ability. We have the power. A lot of the stuff that they're, these other people are trying to pull. Sorry, it's supply demand. Okay? There's only so much. They can only put off this American production so much. So just understand that's where we are in this larger process. Crude oil is not going away anytime soon. And I mean in our lifetimes. So this nonsense of saying, oh, there's not going to be crude oil in 10 years. Okay, let people say that while you profit off the next cycle move. Because that's the way to handle all this nonsense. Make as much money as possible and forget the rest. Crude oil is going up, folks. And we're going to see how fast it's going to go up probably in the next few weeks. All right, that's what I have for today. Okay, James, I'll get to Tesla next time. I kind of agree with you on that one, but we'll get into it. Everyone else, hope you had a great one. Catch you guys back on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Get over. Oh, I got to say this. So everybody that wants to join me next week, next Thursday in the morning, we're doing a crypto follow-up webinar. So send me a note at harmonictrader@gmail.com if you want to join, or contact me at the Discord. Just get over to harmonictrader.com and at least get active with the software. I will follow up, do an update from the first two, and then show you a couple of new ideas of how we're going to handle the rest of this cycle. That's March 21st at 10 a.m. next Thursday. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great one. Next week, catch you then. As always, go get them.